Attracting clients in your spiritual coaching business is much easier than you think. So you are someone who is the healer of your friend group, in your family, right? You're always the go-to person when someone is looking for like wisdom or an insight. You provide so much transformation. You've been doing it for a long time. And with that, you realize that you have a gift for it and you want to help people. So you came online and you started to share about your gifts. You started to help people in real time through your content, and you realize that you could actually get replenished from this as well. You could actually start to exchange value for your expertise and your wisdom for income. And you've been on this journey, and while you've been showing up, creating the content, it still feels like the clients are not there, or the aligned clients are not there, or the clients that are willing to pay your higher cost, they're not there. Because maybe you do readings and you're charging like $11.11 or $14.14 or $5.55, $5.55, right? You're charging these low amounts because you see other people doing it. Or you're in the coaching industry, but you don't feel comfortable charging 4 figures, or you don't feel comfortable charging these higher prices, mainly because of what we're going to talk about here. So today we're going to talk about 3 key ideas or 3 key things that are going to help you start to attract aligned clients in your spiritual coaching business. I am Beyond Taylor, and I am here to help you go beyond your self-imposed limitations. I am a creative embodiment coach, and I help women blow up their income and impact by unlocking the creativity codes. Let me start off with a story. So like you, I am just like you. I was the go-to, right? Whenever there was drama or just situations, my friends called me to like help bring the peace. My family looked to me to bring the peace. Not all the time, because I can create the drama too, okay? But I've just been the one to bring the peace. And when I first started creating content online, I was just talking about things that I was going through, and I would just come and talk, and people were really resonating with what I was saying. And that led to people asking me, hey, can I talk to you on the phone? Can I work with you? And I was like, work with me for what? Like, I didn't even know this was an industry. I had no idea. I just came on here to like share what was working in my life. And before you knew it, I felt burnt out because I felt like I was just creating all the time, and I was like trying to build a business once I realized it was a business, and I wasn't, getting anything in return, or at least what I felt like would satisfy me, right? I was feeling very depleted, energetically depleted. So I got serious years down the line. It took years for it to finally click that it wasn't about the systems, because I feel like with you understand, like, it's not about the strategies. It's not about the systems, right? The funnels, the emails, your messaging, how many followers you have, the algorithm. Jesus, I spelled that wrong. Algorithm, whatever. It's not about any of these things. So you understand that because you have been in this space for a while as well. But I was focusing primarily on the strategies, the systems, the funnels, the emails. Like, gotta get my messaging right. Oh my God, I was in the messaging world for a really long time. It's not about any of that. Really, it's about the conviction. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and I'm going to try to keep this short. So let's see how quickly, because y'all know me. I'm a yapper. I yaps. Okay. So I'm like, okay, I want to do 15 to 20 minutes. We're already at the 4-minute mark. So let's keep it pushing. But it's not about any of these things, because you already got these on lock. You're already showing up consistently. You're talking about your offers sometimes, which we're going to talk about selling your service, because you probably don't talk about your offers enough. But you're making it known that like you are a healer, you are in this space. And that's what I was doing, but I was not attracting the clients that I wanted. And I was like, okay, well, it's my message. I'm going to talk to the right people. That could be it. So I'm not discounting these. These are important, but we're not going to talk about these in this video. We're going to talk about this from the assumption that you've already been playing in this realm of like the typical business advice. We are going to be talking a lot about the energetics, which a lot of coaches are starting to go into, business coaches. I feel like when I first started in this industry a few years ago, all the coaches were talking about these exact things, but they're realizing that their clients that are getting the best results, it has nothing to do with them. the systems, the strategies, because everybody has access to it. So why is it that this client is winning over this client? It has everything to do with the energetics. So now what you'll see in a lot of coaching containers is they are talking about nervous system regulation. They are talking about, like manifestation. They are talking about so much of like mindset, because it's all about the energetics. It has like, you don't need any of these and you can still make money. And that's what I did when I got really intentional about who I am, what I offer, and the fact that like I get paid to exist. When I came back to creating content, I was like, and I just had like a link for a one-on-one, and it was $150. And I remember I had so many people signing up for calls and they just wanted to talk to me. Like, I was like, I don't really know how I can help this person, or I don't really know like what we're doing here. But they were just more so like, I don't have anybody to talk to in my life about these things. That's why I booked the call. And it's like, I would love for you to explain this and this and this. And it was like, people were paying me literally because they wanted to talk to me. And you can get that too. And they were paying me, like I said, $150. And then I was charging at that time like 4 weeks for $500. So I was having people pay that. And I was like, and the more that people were doing this, I was like, oh snap, like this is a thing. So that's when I did go more into the strategies and the funnels and the emails. But all of that is irrelevant until you understand what we're going to talk about. So let's get right into it. I wanted to share my story. So now I'm charging high four figures for my services, because I'm always investing in myself. So as I invest in myself and my value goes up, the value for my coaching containers go up. And the same is going to be for you. So, and the only way that's really going to happen is if the first part, you are convicted in your work. What stops a lot of you from getting the clients that you want is that so the first thing is you don't fully believe people will get results. And the reason why you don't fully believe that people will get results is because you're not utilizing your own medicine. I love medicine. Shout out to my client, Azia. That's what she calls her work that she does. She's like, it's medicine. And if you don't fully believe in it, you're not taking your own medicine. That's why it's going to be hard to attract other people, because this is all energetics. So everything is a mirror, which is the second point that we're going to talk about. Everyone is you pushed out. But for the first point, it's like, you have to be so convicted in your work because you are the full embodiment of it, because you live it, you breathe it. You don't just talk the talk, but you walk the walk. That's what had people reaching out to me and booking calls when all I had was like, book a call and let's talk. And people were like, I just want to talk to you, because I'm a living, breathing testament of the work that I do. And you can see that, and other people can see that, which is why they want to work with me. So I want you to have that same level of conviction in what you do, because you practice it. So what does that look like? That looks like whatever you're offering, work your offers. Shout out to my client, Melissa. She created a workbook in like the last couple of weeks. She went through her own workbook and she was like, I'm going to go through my workbook. Nobody was signing up. She went through her own workbook. And then because she's so convicted in who she is, the clients came. Duh. And of course, because we also did the nervous system capacity expanding of getting her to understand that it's okay for her to see herself as the one. It doesn't tear anybody else down because she is holding her head up high, right? That's also a part of what we did. But really it's, and that just goes more into the conviction, because that's what she's teaching women. So she went through her own offers. That's what you need to start doing. What are you offering? Are you offering readings? Are you doing readings on yourself? And are you following your own advice? Are you offering coaching? Are you doing the work on yourself and following your own advice? So work your offers, and your results are your marketing. So maybe you don't have a lot of like testimonials right now. Your results are your marketing. Your results are your testimonials. And if you're looking at yourself and you're like, well, I don't have the results, then then that's why, because you're not fully convicted in your work. Get convicted in your work. It doesn't take that long either. It does not take that long. You know the power of what you do. You see it work for others. You've been doing this for free for so long. And you're depleted from it because you are doing it for free, because you don't feel like you're being compensated fairly for the amount of value that you give out. And that's absolutely true. You're not. But it's not because the market doesn't see any value in what you have. It's because you don't see value in what you have. And everything is simply a mirror. So until you become like, this shit, you want this. This is going to change your life. And not even in a forceful way, which we're going to talk about in selling a service. Because I know for a lot of you, for you, it could feel like, oh, I don't want to be salesy. I hear that so often with the spiritual girlies, the creative girlies. I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to be salesy. You just have a negative connotation with sales, which we'll break down in more videos to come. And I'll talk about in my course. I have a course coming out that's talking about everything we're going to be talking about in these next few weeks. But you just have to have conviction in your work, and that's going to translate into everything else. So you get conviction by being the embodiment of it. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is everyone is you pushed out. And I could talk about this forever. And I have videos on here. I'll put it right here, a video that I have about everyone is you pushed out. Usually people talk about this. So what EIOP is everyone is you pushed out. And without getting too long-winded in it, because we're already at 12 minutes, and I said 15 to 20 minutes, all that means is that everything you see is simply a reflection of your subconscious beliefs. Everything that you see is imagination. So this is not going to be your typical business advice. This is going to be the energetics. This is going to be the deep, real deal work that takes people who have strategies, have the same offers, have the same things. But this is the reason why one person is making, $70K plus a month, and another person is only making $30 or $40 a month. It comes down to this understanding that everyone is you pushed out. And what that means is that everyone is simply reflecting your beliefs. You think that you are seeing individuals, you think that you are seeing a world, and it seems to be separate from you, but that's not the case. What you're seeing is the self, which is all consciousness, awareness. These are the words that I like to give to it: energy, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it. But it's all just modulations, just variations of the same thing. Think of it like water. So with water, you have same thing, right? Same compound, water, H2O, but it can show up as ice to water to vapor. Same compound. It just depends on the rate of vibration. So everything that you see is you. It just looks different depending on the rate of vibration. And that's what gives it the separation. But it's not what's actually there. And also outside of that, if you become really skilled at what I work with my clients with resting as the I am, resting as the observer, you see that when you look into your experience, you never even experience separation. You only experience thoughts about separation. So you have a thought that says, that is like, this is over here, this is a board, and this is over here. But when I look at it just purely, all there is seeing. All there is being, is awareness of what is. There's no way for me to know that I am here and the board is over there except for through thought. And even like the thought of like the board is over there, if it's not a super loud thought, it's very subtle. It's still there existing as I am separate from that. But when you can start to see that, oh, that's just a thought, and it comes and goes in the field of awareness, in the field of who I truly am as the I am, right? I like to think about it also like as the field of like what I am. Let's stay there. Then you see that it's all the same substance. It's just your mind that's creating the separation. So then this is when mindset becomes important. But mindset is not important until you have a foundational understanding that you are the I am. You are awareness, and not just through knowledge, but through direct experience. So when you have that direct experience that you are I am, and everything else is appearing on the screen of, I like to use like the TV screen example, right? You are the TV. You are the TV screen, the blank space. And then all of a sudden images appear, which is, this is you, this is your world, car, whatever. And then not for some reason, but what happens is that the screen seems to permeate each of these images, and it has a collection of like beliefs and ideas of I am this. I am John. I don't know. I'm just going to say John. But what it really is the TV screen. And the TV screen is what's allowing the images to come alive, right? This is who you are. You are the TV screen as awareness, as I am. But you are localizing yourself into a single point by thinking, I am this. This is my arms. This is my body. This is me. And that's the world. And like, just notice that that's just a thought. Like if you just look at something right now, there's only seeing. Like the true experience of it is there's only seeing. You can say, oh, I'm seeing this or I'm seeing that, but that's not true. That's what you've been taught. That's not what's actually happening. It's just experiencing. So that is who you truly are. And what this lets you know is that if this house could talk, it would say, I am a house, right? If another person in the dream or in the screen could talk, it would say, I am this person. But the I am is the screen. And even with all these things leave, the screen remains. And remember, without the screen, none of these images would be able to appear. So the images are constantly changing. What never changes is the fact that the screen is there. And it seems as if the screen is being, like the screen disappears when the images come alive, when the landscapes and the whole world comes alive. It's like, where does the screen go? The screen doesn't go anywhere. The screen is just there. You just haven't been trained to focus on the screen. You've been trained to focus on the moving objects. You've been trained to focus on separation and not on the fact that like you are the one awareness. So everyone is you pushed out because you are the one awareness. So from that understanding, it's your thoughts that's creating the separation in the narration in the script of your life. So you are always writing the script. So what are you writing when it comes to your ideal clients? Are you saying nobody's going to buy my work? Nobody's going to pay this price. The market is saturated. I'm not going to be able to, find the clients that I really want to work with. Guess what? That's going to be mirrored to you back on the screen of awareness. It's going to look like people rejecting you. Buy, or people not knowing why, but they just don't want to buy. Like maybe even some part of them wants to, but then like because there's so much confusion in your energetic field and in your mindset and in your script that you are writing, they're like, they feeling this pull and push too. They're like, right? So we want to get you to understand that you are writing the story. So if you say to yourself, and it's nothing, and we're 18 minutes, so I'm hurry up. Your ideal clients are manifesting you just as much as you are manifesting them. The reason why you got the calling to be a teacher is because there are souls out there that are knowing that it's only you that can lead them. That's why there's no such thing as oversaturation. Only, like for me, the coach that I have now, the mentor that I have now, I chose her over so many other coaches because I just resonated with her message. She's not saying anything differently than anyone else, not like fully differently, but it's her energy. It's the way that she presents. It's her story. Like, tell your story more. We'll talk a lot more about like what type of content, all those things. But just to like get started, just understand that everyone is you pushed out and you are writing the script. So you need to start telling yourself that people want what you offer. And this comes from conviction. Being convicted and like, your work is the shit. You really got to believe that your work is the shit. And then you start writing that script and then you start seeing in your external, because if remember, it's just the seeing. There is no narration, but then you start to create the narration of what you're seeing now in your now experience. I don't care if you don't have any clients or if you have clients that aren't paying you what you feel like your work is deserved. Start telling yourself that you actually are and start feeling as if you are actually as if they are. And then reality starts to rearrange itself, right? You start to collapse the wavelength into a particle, and that particle becomes your 3D. Okay, so last but not least, and we're going to make this quick because I'm at 1929. Oh my God. If you love what I'm talking about and you are ready to blow up your spiritual business, then I have a Mastermind, and we start July 15th. It's called Thrive and Creator, and it's going to do exactly what we're talking about, tapping into the energetics of how to run a spiritual business and how to get paid to be yourself. The last one is selling is service. Like I said, so many spiritual entrepreneurs, so many creatives, my creative baddies, they don't like to sell. They feel like selling is icky. They feel like selling is, gross. I don't like when I'm being sold to. I don't want to sell. I don't want to be annoying. Oh my God. This is like the beliefs around it. It's like, it's annoying. I'm annoying people. Nobody cares. What else? What else, class? Tell me in the comments some common beliefs that you hear around selling. Cringy. right? I'll just put that. We have to understand that selling is service. You know, again, then this comes from the conviction. You know that your work is the shit. You know that, this work has changed your life. It's changed people's lives around you. So why wouldn't you be out there like telling everybody about it? Just think about when you watch a show that you really like. What do? You start telling everybody about it. A show or a movie or a book. You are always selling music, clothes. You are always selling. You're always telling people about, you should look at this, you should try this out, you should, oh my God, girl, have you seen this? Have you heard this person? You're always selling. It's just about learning how to take that energy into selling your own services so that you don't see it as cringe. The reason why I see it as cringe is because you don't feel that same excitement that you feel about sharing this movie that you saw or this book or this song with your work because of the conviction piece. So you want to bring that same energy into your work, and then you won't see it as, oh, this is annoying and nobody cares or this is cringy. It's like, oh my God, have you heard about this? Have you heard about this healing modality? Have you heard about this manifestation technique? Have you heard? And then it's just like an invitation, right? When you see selling as an invitation and not this hard, like core. Oh, like I think about those people in the mall where it's like, oh, let me shine your shoes. You want to try this? Let me do your hair. Like that could feel icky because it's like, I don't even want this. And they're just pitching to everybody. But with you, because of the internet and because of the algorithm and all those things, like it really can take your content to someone who like actually wants what you have. So when you're selling, you're not like selling to somebody that doesn't want it. You are, especially when everyone is you pushed out, you think everybody wants your work anyway, as you should. But what you're doing is you're just inviting them into a transformation. So I want you to start seeing selling as service. It is service. And I wrote this so I didn't forget it because I was thinking about this as I was thinking about this video, but you don't pay for information, you pay for integration. Because a lot of times in a spiritual community, I've seen this in so many Reddits, so many threads, like especially with Neville Goddess work, like any coach that's selling this information, they're scammers, never charged, blah, 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 whatever, right? Nobody cares about that because you're not paying for information. You are paying for integration. Because anybody can look this information up online and they'll be able to like apply it to their lives. But it's going to take years, like it took me years. So with my clients, they're not paying for the information because they can type that into Google and get it anywhere. What they're paying for is the integration. They're paying for my perspective of how I was able to like tie all these like complex concepts and like tie them into a bow from years of experience, years of trial and error. Your people are paying for time convenience, right? I pay my business mentors because I want to be able to get results, the same results as them, and that's as little time. Like that should be the point. Like my clients are getting results that took me years and months because I was able to package it. So, and because we go into the integration, right? We go into the accountability of making sure this work is being done in real time. That's what people are paying for. So see that as service. Don't see it as, oh, I'm selling something that people can find online and oh my God, I'm a bad person for selling. No, you're selling for the convenience. You are selling for the time collapse. You are selling for the quantum leaps that people are looking to experience. And there are your clients who are willing to pay for that. You have to believe that they are out there. You have to believe they are manifesting you just as much as you are manifesting them. They are calling for you just as much as you feel this desire to create this content and help them. So if you are interested, all the links for how to work with me are down below. And, just really rewiring the way that you show up in your spiritual coaching business. This is going to change the game for you. This is going to have people signing up to work with you just because they want to talk and because you just get it like no one else. It's beautiful and it's possible. So that's all I got. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.